But we are in Luke chapter 18 today. We'll be in a couple of other texts, but we're really kind of spending the rest of our time with this young, rich ruler. Before we get going into this topic, I need to ask you, can you distinguish, are you able to distinguish when someone is good at what they do, just like in a short little moment? Let me give you just a couple examples, and you can help me decide. It's kind of a game. You'll tell me whether or not this is a good person or not. Is this a good exercise instructor, okay? Here it is. A man visited his doctor. The doctor checked him over before commenting, "It looks like you do a bit of fair exercise." And he goes, "Yeah, in fact, just the other day, I walked 5 miles over rugged terrain as I climbed over rocks and trees. I also waded along the edges of a lake, pushing my way through all the tall thistles, and even slid down sandy slopes while getting sand in my eyes." Doctor was quite impressed. "Well, you're certainly dedicated outdoor enthusiast." Man replied, "Not really, doctor. I'm just really a bad golfer." This an exercise instructor? I don't think so. How about the plant specialist? Is this a good plant specialist? I can't tell the difference between a rose and a dandelion. And so when it came to fix my garden, I had no clue which plants to keep and which ones to remove. This until my mother gave me this handy tip. She said, "Pull them all up. If it comes back, it's a weed." Is that a plant person? Do I want to go to them and say, "Hey, can you help me grow some stuff?" Probably not. Last one for us. Is this a good weather broadcaster or not? We're knee-deep in snowdrifts in my yard from the howling winds yesterday and last night. It is minus 36 degrees with a wind chill of a minus 54. On the bright side, I have not seen one single mosquito this week. A good weather broadcaster? Probably not. But so we have this young ruler who comes, and the question that we have this week that we're looking at is, why do you call me good? And it's really important that we stop and slow down that way. Why do you call me good? Do you call Jesus good? And if you do you know why? Could you explain it to somebody? Could you say it out loud to him? Because sometimes I think we can kind of say, yeah, of course he's good, because we're supposed to say he's good. Especially when we come to church like, yeah, God is good. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I'll get you going on that one in just a minute. But the starting premise that we have for this whole good thing that we're talking about is this. And it really is important that we grasp this whole idea on what he's trying to get to the rich young ruler. Until you know who God is, you'll never know who you are. And we spend an enormous amount of time getting to know God. And the more we get to know God, the more we understand who we really are and what we're really capable of doing, both good and bad. We begin to put the mirror up to who we are. We recognize what's going on. And Jesus understands that all true goodness comes from God. And he's saying, when he says, when you call me good, do you really know what you're saying? Like, do you get what you're saying to me when you call me a good teacher? So when Jesus says, why do you call me good? He's asking the question, do you really know who you're talking to? Like, do you get the conversation we're having right now? And how you address him should be how you treat him. If you're going to call him a good teacher, I would think you'd want to treat him as though he's good all the time, because he's good to you all the time.